Good evening, everyone. In your packet at the very beginning, you will find our mission statement. Normally, I ask everyone to read it together, but since I didn't put it on the screen, I'll just read it if you would at least follow along. It says, pursuing worship, service, and communities of justice, we become the Presbytery of Chicago, flourishing together by relating people, neighbors, and churches to one another in Christ Jesus. Guided by the spirit of Matthew 25, we envision a church and a world shaped by Christ's justice and compassion. I'm encouraged by what is happening across the Presbytery of Chicago. To share the larger picture, we currently have 8 congregations that are seeking a new pastor compared to the more typical number of 11 or more. That suggests greater stability within the system. Looking ahead to the end of the year, one congregation may close. We usually have about 3 or 5 in a year. At the same time, thanks to the work of Julio Pena and the Office of Faithful Innovation, we anticipate at least 3 new worshiping communities beginning this year. So here's the math. Fewer congregations in transition, fewer congregations dissolving, more new worshiping communities emerging, more pastors joining the presbytery. I like this math. Last week, I met with the chairs of our presbytery committees, and it was a gathering that was filled with energy, creativity, and imagination as we discussed the strategic direction of the presbytery. But what mattered most was simply that we talked to one another. Committees that rarely interact began making fresh connections. Care talked with self-development of people. Mission talked with new worshiping communities. New ideas surfaced because relationships were formed. We were reminded that we can do hard things if we do them together. Out of that conversation, one concern surfaced repeatedly. Churches in the presbytery feel like they are on an island. And that phrase stayed with me. Many congregations feel isolated, disconnected, unseen, and alone. Pastors are carrying ministry in isolation. Smaller churches often feel invisible, while larger churches can unintentionally function independently of the wider body. One pastor wrote me this week about the competition that can emerge between churches, and that's rooted in a scarcity mentality. If I help you, then there's less for me. But our vision statement points us in another direction. We become flourishing together. We envision. The vision of this presbytery is fundamentally, relationally, and connectional. Recently, I was speaking with an elder about the goals of one of our committees, and he said to me, "Craig, I only ski black mountains." I don't know what that's about. I'm not a skier. So he explained ski slopes are marked by difficulty. Green is easiest, then blue, then red, and black is the most difficult. building stronger connections between congregations, pastors, elders, and ministries. That is the black mountain before us. And we will only ski it together. So I want to challenge the presbytery to take connection seriously. Ask yourself, in what ways have I connected with another church or pastor or elder this month? And I'm not counting today, okay? How is my congregation partnering with others in mission and ministry? Who beyond my own church knows our story? Because connection begins with presence. It begins with listening, relationships, and shared stories. I know there are creative and faithful and beautiful things happening all across the presbytery. Churches are experimenting with new forms of ministry, building partnerships, responding to community needs, and trying brave new ideas. We recently highlighted Morton Grove Presbyterian Church and the way in which they have made the Barman Confession more relevant and meaningful to their present context. So, if your church is doing something meaningful and creative and risky and joyful or unexpectedly fruitful, please reach out to Jana Blazek so we can share your story, photos with the wider presbytery. And keep watching the newsletter and social media so we can celebrate this good work together. One final thought. We cannot build relationship if we're never present with one another. Connection requires showing up. And when we show up together, something else happens. We have fun. Bagpipes, children's choir. All right. So what we want to do is we want to go to a ball game together. Huh? How many Cubs fans do I have out there? All right. Every time I watch them, they lose, okay? That's all I got to say. How many Sox fans do we have? All right, all right. Well, we're not going to go to either one of those. Instead, we're going to go see the Chicago Dogs, okay? And they're a team that plays out of Rosemont, and we want to have this outing on July 20th. This is a presbytery-wide opportunity simply to enjoy being together outside the formal work of meetings and motions and microphones. Come for the baseball. Come for the fellowship. Come for the dogs and the sunshine. Or simply come for a chance to sit next to somebody without debating parliamentary procedure. Unless you sit next to Ken, okay, you're on your own. So more details and ticket information will be shared soon through the Connectional newsletter. Thank you very much, and this concludes my report.